Good afternoon and welcome to the Tuesday meeting at the Cade Museum. Please silence your cell phones, and if you're watching on YouTube, please register your participation by sending an email to info@rotarygainesville.org. Please join me in welcoming Jeff Sims to the podium to lead us in song and pledge.
Thank you. Well, we sure miss Gordon, and we hope that his rehabilitation goes very smoothly. We'll see him back here again, I hope. So join me in America, My Country 'Tis of Thee. My country 'tis of thee, sweet land of liberty, of thee I sing. Land where my fathers died, land of the pilgrims pride. From every mountainside, let freedom ring. Please join me in the pledge. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, liberty and justice for all.
For our invocation today, Lori Vidal.
We are trying to get Kevin Thorpe in on Zoom, but we're not successful at this point in time. And just very excited about Kevin coming back. His mama did pass away, and he's freer to come to the meeting. But the thing that really makes Kevin special is he is the best joke teller I have ever been around, and so he can really score. And he told me, he said in every sermon he does, he has at least three jokes. How about that? One for every point. And so, but let's just pause for a word of prayer. We are so thankful, many of us who are here in this room, because we can look back on our lives and see a mom and a dad who were just absolutely great. And I thank you for Pierre and Betty, and always there. And what a joy it was to have that home situation so strong. And for many of us that was the case, and for many it is not the case. And so we are thankful for institutions, for organizations like we're honoring here today, listening to the Children's Trust. Father, we just thank you for the words that the Scripture speaks of, that don't stand in the way of little children coming to those who are in need. And so we ask your blessings on those children who are in need. May we continue as Rotary to reach out, to do everything we can to be part of the solution. And I pray in your name, amen.
We invite our guests and visiting Rotarians to remain standing to introduce yourselves to our club.
Hi, Rotarians. Ryan Kern here. A special guest joining us again today is Celeste, our exchange student from Bolivia that's with us for the year.
Hi, I'm Richard Allen, and my guest today is Lorraine Edwards, and she's with A Single Mission. Thank you.
All right, and we'll go ahead and welcome Linda Reinhardt up to start our announcements today.
Okay, car show 2 weeks away. I'm gonna break the microphone. Okay, car show 2 weeks away. I have put volunteer sign-up sheets on your tables with the 3 different options for signing up. We do need people for setup from 7 to 9:30 in the morning. That's to help set up the tables, get the cars positioned, help direct the vendors on where to go, et cetera. During the event, we're going to need people to, again, continue to be ambassadors and provide information, help direct people around. But then we also need people to man our Rotary booth. This is an opportunity to share information about our clubs and share the word of Rotary during this event so that we can let people know that where their money is going to and how we support our community. And then the last thing is cleanup. They only need a couple of people for cleanup, so really we need more people for the setup and for during the event than we need for the cleanup. So if you can please put your information on this, let me know. I will get back in touch with you, let you know that we've got you confirmed. Also, sponsorships. I think I've said it, but in case you weren't listening or haven't heard, we will get 100% of the sponsorship dollars that are raised at this event. So, they are still taking sponsorships. They have started sending material to be printed so that there is that, but we can continue to take sponsorships if you know people. And if nothing else, come out and join the event. If you like cars, come look at the cars. Come participate. If you want to show cars, you can register your car to be in the show. It'll just be a good day to come and spend some time outside, stop by the Rotary booth, say hi, and enjoy the day. Thank you very much.
David Nicholson. I'm here for the 2025 Ethics and Business Award announcement, which we do every week. I'm not going to bore you with it over and over. I'm just going to say, look on your table, see how simple it is. It's very simple. There's not 5 lines to nominate someone, not 5 lines to say who you are, and that's it. You can leave it on the table, bring it back next week. It's simple. We want you to hurry and do it because on the 8th of November, we won't be taking any more. So please fill them out. We desperately need a few extra. And it's always nice to recommend someone that you've done business with for years. It's really nice. Thank you.
Hey, y'all. Wake up. Sorry about that. I have 2 announcements, one scripted, one not. The first one is the Seafood Spectacular is approaching like an impatient Yankee in your rearview mirror. Please see Wes and buy your tickets on the way out. The second is a public service message. You guys have probably heard of people stealing the title to your house. Well, there is a free service through the Alachua County property appraiser. You can sign up online and they will notify you if there's any changes or any attempts to change anything on your title, and it's free.
Hi, everyone. So you know that Gordon has been in Palm Garden, and he's been recuperating there and getting better every week. And we invite everybody to go visit him. But today he's online with us. He's on Zoom. Gonna say hi. Hi, Gordon. Hi, Gordon. Thank you for Eric Atria is out there. He's running the Zoom for Gordon. So we're really, really happy about that. Thank you.
All right, and now please join me in welcoming our president, Ryan Thompson.
Good afternoon, Rotarians and guests. As many of you know, David Gracie's mom passed away, and her service is at Milam, just down the road on Thursday from 4 to 6. So I just wanted to let everybody know, and please reach out to David. Linda, to brighten the note, would you like to join me up here? Have a special announcement? I'm sorry.
All right, I'm afraid to move the mic because it's going to break it again. So we had our board meeting last night, and we voted in one new member, and Ryan asked me to announce the new member because she's a very good friend of mine, a very dear friend. So I hope everybody will welcome her into the club. Barb Gamble, I've known her for almost 15 years. I met her doing wine classes through Santa Fe years ago. And have celebrated holidays with her and her family. We go to the Hippodrome, we have season tickets together, and I'm really looking forward to having Barb join us in this club and let you guys meet what a great person she is. So please say hi to Barb Gamble, our newest member.
Thank you, Linda, and welcome, Barb. At our meeting, we approved a $500 contribution from our do-goodery to help a refugee family relocating to Gainesville. TJ brought this request to us. If you're interested in helping that family, I know last year, I think we raised somewhere in the tune of $7,000 to help a refugee family relocate to Gainesville. So I know, where your heart is. TJ can help you with that if you're interested. Thank you, TJ. All right, so Brendan thinks I did something, or he did something mean to me, because I've asked him to pull up our Facebook page for two purposes. One, I just wanted to show we have an active Facebook page, but also Jenny Van Hart posted some of the videos from our work on Saturday. A group of 6 of us went down to Yankeetown. This is the scene of the street of the home that we helped. All their possessions, I mean, literally everything, their furniture, their appliances. We helped a veteran, Vietnam veteran, and his wife by removing molded drywall out of their home. And we also chopped up a very large tree. Thankfully, it didn't fall on the home. It fell on a couple pole barns. But we had a great day. It was a great turnout. Want to make sure that everybody saw the notice of our opportunity to volunteer. If you weren't aware that we were getting people to go out and volunteer, please let me know. I'd like to make sure that we get communication out to everybody whenever these opportunities arise. It was email. There was a request to either reach out to me or Derek Haywood from the Monday Club via text, and then we circulated with those members just so we weren't constantly blasting all the members if they weren't interested. Okay, the last announcement from last night's board meeting. We have 4 committees. One of the great things about Rotary is the opportunity to serve a leadership role within your club. We have 4 committees that we're looking for chairs. Greg Young and John Thomas are helping. We put a list together of people that we think are interested, and we'll be reaching out to those individuals, but we'd really like volunteers, people to come to us, showing interest. And the committees are the History Committee, the Science Fair Committee, the Middle School Service of Self Committee, and Treasurer. We have chairs that are committed to serving those roles this year, but we're almost halfway through the year. And it would be ideal to have somebody that serves as a understudy this year to see the program work and then be able to take on that role next year. So with that, I'd like to invite Guy Joplin to introduce today's speaker.
Good afternoon, fellow Rotarians. First of all, Ryan made an announcement that our expected presenter this week was going to be a representative from the Rotary Camp of Florida. That's actually located down in Brandon, Florida, right outside of Tampa, and they sustained a lot of damage. So we're unable to attend. But please keep that group in your thoughts and prayers as they recover from Hurricane Milton. Now, with that being said, I really want to thank our presenter today for stepping up on short notice and coming in a week early. Marsha Kiner is the Executive Director of the Children's Trust of Alachua County. Previously, she held the position of Executive Director and CEO of the Association of Florida Colleges. In 2021, after serving as the Association of Florida Colleges COO, Kiner was promoted to the Executive Director CEO position and was the first African American and woman in that position in the history of that organization. Marsha was raised in Alachua County and attended local public schools. She has a bachelor's degree in journalism and a master's in educational leadership, and earned the coveted Certified Association Executive designation, the top recognition in that field. In 2020, she was named the Association Executive of the Year by the Florida Society of Association Executives and elected its first African American chair in 2022. She is an American Society of Association Executives Diversity Executive Leadership Scholar and graduate of the Florida Society of Association Executives Leadership Academy. She currently serves as on the board of the Early Learning Coalition of Alachua County and as the secretary for the board of the Florida Alliance of Children's Councils and Trust. She is the past chair of the American Heart Association's Florida Advocacy Committee and is a longstanding member of Zeta Phi Beta Sorority, the Gainesville Alumni Chapter. And she's also one of our own members here of our Rotary Club. So I'd like to welcome Marsha.
Good afternoon, everybody. Thank you, sir. I was just sharing with someone I had been invited to speak to the Sunrise Rotary and the Downtown Rotary, but for some reason I hadn't spoken to my own Rotary. So I'm excited to share with you all a little bit about the Children's Trust. On your tables, I brought you a few goodies. You'll see a brochure, last year's annual report, and then a call for volunteers, because I know that Rotary has a heart for service, and the Children's Trust needs you. All right, so let's get into it. Who are we? And I think, there we go. Brendan gave me my own clicker. Many of you in this room probably were involved in the campaign to get us started. The trust is what's called a special taxing district. By way of statute 125.90, we are an independent trust. We are designed to provide children's services, and we were created by referendum here in this county in 2018. So that means that people just like you, that's why I said many of you in this room, had to vote in order for us to exist. Now, the trust exists and has an annual budget because of homeowners, many of you in this room. We levy a piece of your property taxes up to 0.5 mils. You know what that means? If you look at your tax bill, I see Eric nodding his head. He knows what that means. I'm a new homeowner here in the county. And I received about a month or 2 months ago, the tentative tax bill from the property taxes from the property appraiser's office. And on there, it listed all of the taxes, right, that are gonna come out. If you look at yours, you will see the Children's Trust of Alachua County, right? So we could not exist without you. The trust has, or is governed by a 10-member board. 5 of those members are statutorily appointed. a representative from the Board of County Commissioners, a representative from DCF, the school superintendent, a school board member, and a member of the court, typically a judge who presides over children and families. And then the other 5 come from the community. So there are people just like you. An application goes out, you can apply, and then the Board of County Commissioners will select 3 names that are sent to our governor, and our governor appoints the remaining 5 members of our board. Who do we serve and what do we do? Currently, we have over 75 programs all throughout the county that we have invested in. And I say invested because funding is an investment. We provide programs and services such as after school, summer camps, enrichment activities, mentoring programs, early childhood programs, maternal child health programs. And I'm going to talk a little bit about our family resource centers momentarily. And in 2023, we touched over 23,000 children and families in this county. So what drives the trust? When I arrived on the scene in 2022, we had just kicked off a listening project. And that listening project was so very important to the trust because we needed to hear from you. We needed to hear from parents and people who provide services to children. What's missing? What should the trust priorities be? We heard from everyone. We synthesized that information from surveys, interviews, community meetings, you name it, we did it, focus groups. And we were able to come together with a steering committee, and we created our strategic plan. And these are our primary 3 goals from our strategic plan. Goal number 1, children and youth are healthy and have nurturing caregivers and relationships. To us, this is our primary goal. 50% of the trust funding moving forward will be centered in goal 1. Goal 2, children and youth can learn what they need to be successful. 35% of our investments will be in goal 2. Goal 3, that children and youth live in a safe community. 10% of our funding will be directed into goal 3. And then what I call a quasi goal for us, which is really a primary focus for us. We found that while we have a pretty decent budget, about $8 million per year, we're funding a lot of programs, like I said, between 75 and 85 programs. There's still organizations that are doing great work, but aren't quite ready yet to receive funding from the trust, may not be able to receive funding from the county, and certainly aren't ready to receive funding from the federal government. So what can we do to help them? Well, we build their capacity. And so the trust has invested about $130,000. I don't see Barzella in here today, but with the Community Foundation to help those small grassroots nonprofits who are working in the space of youth and children to build their capacity. So you might say, well, Marsha, what does that mean? That means there are organizations that might literally have 1 or 2 employees. They don't have payroll. Many of them haven't quite put budgets together, don't understand auditing, might need some help with QuickBooks and those kinds of things, might need board development. They don't even know that, or some of them know they need a board, but they don't have the capacity to reach out and recruit board members. They will be working with the Center for Nonprofit Excellence to help them grow, to get there. That's important to us as a trust because these people are already doing great work. with our children and our families. And so we want to grow their capacity so that whether or not they're able to receive funding from the trust, they are able to seek grants. So let's talk about some of those programs I just mentioned. Summer camps. We've just completed in August our third year of our investment, over $2 million annually for summer camps all throughout the county. Our camps served kindergarten through 12th grade students, and our families were able to benefit from full and partial scholarships. And when I say we partnered with everybody, literally, we partnered with everybody. We had camps all throughout Gainesville. We had camps in High Springs, Archer, Waldo, Hawthorne. Trying to remember if there was a camp in Newberry. So when I say all throughout the county, I mean all throughout the county. A program we're very proud of, some of you may have heard of it, Teens Work Alachua. This is a program where we are teaching employability skills to our teens. So young people ages 14 to 18 were paired with local businesses. How many business owners in this room? Quite a few, right? Well, we need you. We are growing our Teens Work program. This year, we had the most young people involved in this program than we've had over the last 3 years. We were able to put 310 young people to work at over 98 job sites all throughout the county. And again, that's Waldo, Hawthorne, High Springs, Alachua, Micanopy, and Newberry, and of course, Gainesville. And they received, right, money. Yesterday at our board meeting, and I'm not going to embarrass her yet, but I'll call her name later. We shared with our board that for 6 to 8 weeks, our young people worked through our Teens Work program. Many of them made almost $1,600. Isn't that wonderful? Yeah. And then I didn't want to leave Teens Work without sharing with you. Last fall, we created what we're calling our Fall Leadership Series. It kicks off this month again, and this program is a hybrid. So the young people come in person and online, and when they complete the program, and it takes, again, about 8 to 10 weeks, they will leave with a Florida Ready to Work certification. So when we say that employability skills training is important, trust me, it is. And we love that our Teens Work Alachua program was created and is providing this great service. You all may remember a couple of weeks ago, maybe a month ago, Ginger came in from Partnership for Strong Families and talked to you about the wonderful work that they are doing. Well, we partner with them. I think she gave us a shout out during her presentation. We partner with them on our family resource centers and our community resource navigators. This is, I think, one of the best things that we do. Anyone in the county with children, and really even without children, can walk into one of these family resource centers and receive assistance. It's a place you go where help is readily available and it's free, right? We're excited because we have 2 new ones. So how many of you have heard of Library Partnership? Anybody? A few hands? Okay, that's one of our resource centers. SWAG Family Resource Center. Quite a few of you have heard of SWAG, right? And then we were able to create 2 new ones this year. The One Health and Wellness Community Resource Center, which is in East Gainesville, off of Hawthorne Road, next to where the buses are, the school district. What is that? The Manning Center. It's right next to the Manning Center. And then the Willie Mae Stokes Community Center. Where's Sarah? In Micanopy. Yeah, with Bishop Stokes. So we are so excited that we are growing our resource centers. And I can tell you, our goal is to have a resource center in every single municipality in this county. Until we get there, we we're able to create, with Partnership for Strong Families, our Community Resource Navigator program. So basically, it's a mobile resource center. We have a person who travels to those outlying communities at least 1 to 2 days a week, and they're there to meet with families. And we provide the same services if they need clothing, if they need food, if they need to figure out how to fill out forms for WIC or SNAP. There's someone in their home community who can help them. We do that, y'all. Another program we are so excited about is our Business Leadership Institute for our early learning centers. Think about it this way. Most of you in this room probably have owned a business. Many of you were the CEOs of your business. And unfortunately, in the space of early learning, folks haven't always thought of those centers as businesses, nor have they thought of the people who own them as business owners, but they are. A side note here, my grandmother worked in early learning for 40 plus years. She wasn't an owner, but she was a director. My grandmother lived in Winter Garden, Florida. She passed away in January. And this particular program is near and dear to my heart because I saw how hard my grandmother worked, and I saw the difference she made in her community. Of course, when we pass away, we get a lot of flowers, right? The church was filled, really overflowing, and to a person, they told story after story about how my grandmother made a difference in their lives and the lives of their children. Our most precious commodity are our children, and the people who support them and work with them should have a living wage, should be supported, and should be treated like business owners, like everyone else. That's what this program does. It reminds them that they too are business owners. It trains them about their finances. It helps them to get better so that their teachers get better. And then you know what we're doing? We're creating quality centers in our county, which means that the children, our most precious commodity, they're going to early learning centers that understand what's important. And the teachers are qualified. The teachers then are giving better instruction. And our children, our littlest children, that means when they get to kindergarten, guess what? They can read, right? It all works together. And that's what our BLI program does. Universal Nurse. How many of you have heard of this program? Anybody? Our home visiting program? So for every single mother and baby born in Alachua County, we pay for a nurse to visit that mom and baby in the hospital and also at home to ensure that mom and baby have the services they need and aren't experiencing any problems. That's what the trust is doing right here in our county for all moms and babies. We also launched in August what we're calling Flourish Alachua. This is a program for doulas. Doulas in particular, we're calling them postpartum doulas because again, there are moms who don't want to have babies in the hospital, right? They're having home births. And there are moms who need a little bit more support for whatever reason. And so there are people who work with them. We want to make sure that they're certified. We want to make sure that they have the most current and up-to-date information to be the best resource they can be to our new moms and babies. Recent happenings. Just a few things, and Brendan, you tell me if I'm running long, because okay. I can go on and on and on about the trust. Recent happenings. We are very excited about our partnership with Language Line. You all know we have a lot of children here in the county whose families and those children don't speak English, but they're here. They're living here. They are attending our schools. And we want them to have every opportunity that every other child in the community has. So we partnered with this organization, Language Line, to enable any program. And remember, I told you there are about 75 to 85 of those programs. Any of the programs that we fund will be able to call into Language Line and receive translation services for children and families that need it. And that way they can understand what our after-school program, what it means for the child to be enrolled in that program, how they can receive additional help or resources. So that's one of the cool, neat things that we're doing. As I mentioned earlier, we partnered with the Nonprofit Center for Excellence to create capacity for some of our programs and providers here in the community. About a month and a half ago to 2 months, we announced that we have awarded, I guess it's about 17 organizations that want to provide what we call enrichment services to the community. And enrichment services could be career exploration, anything involving health and wellness education, social and emotional well-being, leadership, management. It's, like I said, about 17 entities to the tune of about $900,000. They can go anywhere in the county. So if you have a church that has a youth group, right? You may have a youth Sunday school class. You would be able to reach out and ask for them to come in and provide a workshop. Community centers. If there are groups of young people meeting in a community center and you'd like for any of these organizations to come in and meet with those young people to teach them about these kinds of skills, they can come and it's free. Health services. How many of you understand that if a child has a toothache, they can't learn, right? Think about us. When you have a toothache, can you think, sleep, or do anything? Probably not. So children can't either, but they're expected to, right? Read and write and do math and all of these things, but they're not at their best. So we're funding an organization that is going all throughout the county with a mobile dental clinic. They're setting up in community centers and or on their bus, and they are providing dental services to children and families. And for some of our children, this is the only dental service and opportunity that they have. So we are very proud to be providing this particular service. And then on your tables, you should see a little flyer. We always need volunteers. As we fund organizations and programs, we typically put out something called a request for proposal. We realize from either talking with our board or talking with community leaders that there are gaps in services. We, staff, put together a request for proposal, and then we need reviewers to review those proposals. So if that's something you think you might be interested in, there's information on your table where you can get a little bit more information. You can always come and see me and talk to me about it, but we would love to have you volunteer. I want to mention two additional things that are happening that we're really, one, we're really looking at getting more involved in because we think it's so critical to our community. And the other I'm excited to announce. There's an organization, you all, that kicked off this summer that has a focus on homeless children and housing affordability, right? Have you thought about that? Think about it. Many of the families are homeless because they don't have anywhere to live, right? But if we had affordable housing here in our community, then more of our families wouldn't be homeless. So there's a nexus here that we've begun to look at. It's a collaborative, a group of folks who really have a heart for children. Two of them are in the room today, and I'm going to tell you, if you're interested in learning more and joining us on our calls, you can see Nancy Hart or Brendan to learn more about this initiative. I expect that this is going to get really big, and you want to be a part of making a difference in this area, in our community. The other item I didn't want to forget to mention is that the Trust is going to sponsor a young person for Rotary Exchange. I had the honor of speaking at Sunrise Rotary, and a former colleague of mine, Dan Rodkin, was talking about Rotary Exchange, and his daughter, I think, even came here and shared with us about her experience going into Exchange. And Dan and I had a sidebar conversation, and he said, Marsha, you know, this is a wonderful opportunity for young people, but we don't have many young people of color applying. And I said, well, we have to do something about that. And so he said, well, what do we need to do? And I said, you just did it. We're going to do it. So we are going to sponsor a young lady from Dream on Purpose, which is a local nonprofit here. This young lady is one of Dream on Purpose's students that they've been working with over the past, I believe, 3 years. When I tell you she's amazing and all those things, all those adjectives, she is. So we are really proud to partner with Rotary on that sponsorship. All right, 2 more slides to go. Community engagement and emergent needs. So as I said, we sponsor about 75 to 85 programs all throughout the county. But really and truly, y'all, there are a lot of organizations in the county that need support. And so the Trust created our sponsorship, our sponsorship and community engagement fund, so that we would be able to provide small sponsorships to organizations that are doing good work. So that could be a festival, a community meeting, anything that involves children and families. Someone or an entity can apply. These sponsorships are up to $2,500 one time a year. And last year, I believe our investment was about $60,000 for about 48 organizations. So we're really proud of that investment. And then we created, again last year, what we call our emergent need funds. Things happen and they aren't budgeted. So you need a place you can go to get some help. So this fund is for organizations that, again, work with children and they have that unexpected crisis. It could be the van that transports children to the after school, the transmission goes. It could be the AC in the early learning center goes out. And it's not budgeted and you don't have the money. You can apply for these funds up to $20,000 one time a year, and we'll help you. So we are really, really invested in making a difference in this community for anybody who is serving children and families. Again, how do you get funded? You're funded through applying for our funding opportunities. You can find out about it from our website. You can get on our listserv and you'll get a lot of information, but it's good information at www.childrenstrustofalachuacounty.us. I'm everywhere, so you are always welcome to have a conversation with me. I would love to talk to you about the Children's Trust and what we do. And then lastly, I have to acknowledge that one of my board members is in this room, Dr. Nancy Hart. And I always like to say that I'm here because of Nancy. So Nancy, thank you for what you do for the Children's Trust. And that is the overview of the Children's Trust of Alachua County. Thank you all. Thank you, thank you, thank you for your support, and thank you for having me here today. Questions? No question? One?
Marsha, you guys do a lot of great work, and I was flipping through your deal here in the back. It says you were budgeted $14 million, you spent $8 million. It's only 60%.
So the other is our fund balance. By statute, we have to keep a certain portion of our fund balance. And then our board is very generous. So every year, believe it or not, we pull from that extra and we provide additional support. This year, we spent an additional $1 million in mentoring programs. I didn't go into detail, but we have 17 mentoring programs for young people. That was about $500,000. So as we are growing, when I said we had about 75 to 85 programs, that's what we do. We put together a budget. We try to have a balanced budget every year. And then we say, okay, we've done that. Now what? How else can we help the community? And we begin to pull from fund balance when it makes sense to fund additional programs and services in the community.
Marsha, quick question off of Zoom. Jenny asks, is the mobile dental part of the Saving Smiles program at UF?
It is.
Excellent, thank you.
Yes, sir.
Can you hear me now? Okay. So you talk about housing and community resources. So I see this a lot, and I refer Brandon in prison, especially those community members who may come back, and the housing is a big problem. So can you explain more? I want to know more about the housing process and how it could be used as a resource, such as population coming out of prison so that they don't go back.
Yeah, well, this is not my area of expertise. As I said, there's a collaborative. I am just one member who has been attending those meetings. So that's why I said I invite you to join that collaborative, because they're figuring it out. They're having conversations, bringing people in to talk with us all about what that means for this community, how we can do more of that. Certainly, I am specifically interested in children and families, right? Children and families. Not necessarily the prison population, but if they have children, then perhaps I am. So that's my answer. I can't answer you specifically because I'm just one of many, but I believe there's a meeting Thursday at 3 o'clock, and we can get you the Zoom if you need it.
Thank you for your presentation. What are the real metrics for success for the Children's Trust? Because we have a really big budget. We're spending lots of money on children, and we all love kids and want to make sure that we provide the best opportunities and outcomes for them. But is it literacy rates, or what is it that we can get back to the voters and say, hey, this worked?
So it hasn't been literacy rates yet, and I didn't mention that we are have been tasked with putting together a comprehensive literacy plan for the county. We are currently in the process of doing the needs assessment. So again, that whole listening piece of meeting with folks in the community. For all of our programs, we have performance standards. So at the end of every year, we are looking to see if we made a difference, if we've made an impact. Our board, and I think we have some of the smartest board members around, that's part of what they do with us. We sit, we walk through the programs, we look at those performance measures, and we determine whether or not the programs are working. And then, of course, the families and the children tell us whether or not our programs are serving them and working. I think ultimately we will go back out to you, the citizens, I think in 2028, 2029, and you'll have the opportunity to tell us, is it working or isn't it? Part of my job is to help tell the story. So I'm doing that by coming out into the community and sharing with you what we're doing. We're putting out that annual report every year to show you what we feel how we're making impact. So those are some of the things we've been doing.
Thank you, Marsha. This was really inspiring and wonderful information. I just moved back to town from Tampa and trying to catch up, so I'm going to read your annual report. But I remember over the years, there's always this conversation in Gainesville. Why do we have this achievement gap among children from more affluent homes and those from less affluent homes in every area, healthcare, education, everything. And, with the University of Florida and Santa Fe College, why can't we fix this? Got a lot of smart people.
Yeah.
It sounds like you're really working to do that. But I just wonder from your kind of overview of the whole community, how much progress have we made and how much further do we have to go so we don't have to keep saying that anymore?
Yeah. So when I interviewed for this position, I'm from Gainesville, Buchholz Bobcat here. Grew up in East Gainesville, went to Williams Elementary in Lincoln. And early on, I think kindergarten through second grade, my parents were teachers at Santa Fe High School, so I was at Alachua Elementary, so I'm from here. My senior year, I had the opportunity to be a part of Visions 2000. I'm going to date myself. This was in the late 80s. And we were envisioning our community for the year 2000. Sadly, many of those same issues, actually most of those same issues exist today that existed when I was fresh-faced and 17 years old, sitting on that committee representing the youth voice. I think we have a great community with a lot of resources and so many people with a heart for children, but we work in silos. As I said, everybody's doing great work, but they're doing it in their particular area. What we hope to do with the trust, and I believe we've begun to do it, is bring everybody together, right? Find ways for us to collaborate. We're doing that by requiring folks who apply for our funding to work with others. That's one of the ways we're doing it. We're working with the Community Foundation. We are having conversations with the county and the city to bring us all together. Our friend Eric back here, the Chamber, is a great partner with us. So I think a large part of the problem has been that, quite frankly, UF has been over there doing all those wonderful, great things that UF does. And our district needs our help. We've had a lot of superintendents over the last few years. The issues we know. I hope that moving forward, because we all know the issues and we didn't have a children's trust. So now that we have a children's trust, which is a place that everyone understands, our one mission is to ensure that children thrive and that they reach their fullest potential. And so every conversation that we are having is centered upon that. There's no ego in the room. I don't care who you are or where you are. I will come, we can have a conversation, and we can figure out how to make the lives of our children and our families better. That's how we move the needle. That's how we do it. And we can't do it unless we do it together.
That's beautiful. Marsha, thank you so much for all you do for our community, our children, and in your honor, we'd like to make a donation to the Child Center for Early Learning. Thank you so much. The quote of the day, if the children feel safe, they can take risks, ask questions, make mistakes, learn to trust, share their feelings, and grow. Alfie Khan. remember, on your way out, Wes will be collecting or offering tickets for the Seafood Spectacular. The Rotary Reading Safari drawing number is 926. 926. And with that, the meeting's adjourned.
And also, anybody that would like to wave hello to Gordon, anybody that wants to wave hello to Gordon, come to this camera. He's on Zoom, and I think we're all set up so that you can come actually say hi to Gordon at Palm Gardens.
We can't see you all.
He will see you.
There, it's this screen. Hang on one second. Let me maximize this screen. There we go. There we go. Oh, sorry.
Thank you so much.
Huh. I appreciate you bringing this. That was a very interesting program.
Good. I thought you might.
Yeah. I wish I could get more involved in it.
Well, they realize the camera's on.
Yeah.
Right. I think I'll just end it for us. Just the lady. Oh, there she goes. You can't hear him.
Good, Jacob.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Okay. Yeah, that's easy. Susan Masters.
Yeah. All right.